Today we are going to be working on word problems, so we're just going to jump right in. Our first situation, I've gone to Staples multiple times to purchase highlighters and markers. So we're going to go through underlined keywords, box key numbers. I spent $73.94 the first time and $33.47 the second time. So we're looking at 2 times that we've gone to Staples. I bought 6 packs of highlighters and 10 packs of markers the first time, and 3 packs of highlighters and 4 packs of markers the second time. So both times that we went to Staples, we bought highlighters and we bought markers. So when defining our variables, those are unknowns. We know how many packs of highlighters we bought, but we don't know the cost of those highlighters or those markers. So our X is going to represent the cost of highlighters. And I'm just going to use a money sign for cost. And then our Y value is going to represent the cost of our markers. Now, we could switch it around. We could have markers be X and highlighters be Y. But I'm going to go in the order that they gave it to us. Question 2, write a system of equations for your situation. So if we look, it's kind of set up really nice for standard form. So standard form, if you remember, AX plus BY equals C. So if we're thinking AX, that would be X is the cost of our highlighters, so we would put 6 as our A because that's how many highlighters we bought, the pack. And then BY, well, Y is our markers, and we bought 10 packs of markers, so we do plus 10Y, equals, and C is always going to be that total cost. And our total the first time was $73.94. All right, now for our second equation, same thing, but now we're using our second trip. So on our second trip, we bought 3 packs of highlighters plus 4 packs of markers equals, second time we spent $33.47. Now in question 3, we have to solve using a method of our choosing. So we want to look at our equations, and what are they set up for? They're really set up nicely for elimination. Since they're both in standard form, elimination is going to be our best bet. So if we look at our coefficients, 6 and 3 are not opposites, but we could make them opposites. 6 and -6 are opposites, which means we would need to turn 3 into -6. So we just need to multiply it by this -2. So we want to multiply this bottom equation right here by -2, and I'm going to write the results down here. -2 times 3x is -6x. -2 times 4y is -8y. And -2 times 33.47 is -66.94. So that's our new equation. Now we recopy the first equation, the one we didn't change. So 6x plus 10y equals 73.94. Add them up. What cancels out? The x's cancel out because now they're opposites. -8y plus 10y is 2y equals -66.94 plus 73.94 is $7. Divide both sides by 2 to get y by itself. We get y equals $3.50. Now, we're not done. We need to solve for x. So I'm just going to choose the first equation. If you'd like to, you can use the second equation. 6x plus 10y equals 73.94. Now, we solve for y. We know that y is the same as $3.50. So when I see y, instead of putting y, we're going to put $3.50. Do this multiplication. 10 times $3.50 is $35 equals 73.94. Undo addition with subtraction, so we're going to minus $35 on both sides. and we get 6x equals 38.94. Last step, divide by 6 on both sides, and we get x is equal to $6.49. All right, we have our solution. We have y and x. But this last question is really important, and it's that kind of tying it together piece. Interpret the meaning of your solution within the context of the problem. So in what we were talking about, we're going to go to question 1. X was representing the cost of the highlighters. So if we look at X, we can say the cost for 1 pack of highlighters is $6.49. We can also do the same for our cost of markers. The cost for 1 pack of markers is, that'd be our cost for Y, which was $3.50. And that's what we want to do. We want to make sure we relate it back to that initial situation. Moving on to the second situation, the perimeter of a rectangle is 42 inches. So perimeter, distance around a rectangle, is 42 inches. If the width is 3 less than twice the length, find the length and width of the rectangle. Now here we're saying x is going to be the width and y is going to be the length. So for setting up the system, I kind of gave you some hints. The perimeter of the rectangle is 2x plus 2y, which equals 42, because that right there is our perimeter. The width is 3 less than twice the length. So to write that, we do 3 less than, so minus 3, and then twice the length would be 2y. We want to solve the system using a method of our choosing. If I look, this system is set up really nice for substitution. So I'm going to use substitution to solve. We're going to put 2y minus 3 in for x because they're equal. So 2, we're substituting it in. Instead of x, we're going to put 2y minus 3, and then we continue plus 2y equals 42. Solve by first distributing. We get 4y minus 6 plus 2y equals 42. Combine your like terms. We have 4y plus 2y is 6y. Minus 6 comes along. Add 6 to both sides to get 6y by itself. We have 6y equals 48. Divide both sides by 6. Y equals 8. We can't stop there. We need x. So we're going to use this equation right here. X equals 2y minus 3. We know that y is the same as 8. So instead of y, I'm going to put 8. 2 times 8 is 16. 16 minus 3 is 13. Question number 3, interpret the meaning of your solution within the context of the problem. What do your x and y values mean? So x was the width, so we're saying the width of the rectangle is 13, and we were in inches, so we want to put inches. And the length is our y, so we would put 8 inches. Last example situation, a taxi driver charges a $5 initial fee and $1 per mile. Now remember, per means you're multiplying, so we're multiplying 1 times however many miles we drive. Another taxi driver charges a $3 initial fee and $2 per mile. So again, multiplying. So these are set up really nice for y equals mx plus b, because that b is that initial cost, and then your mx would be your per. So I'm actually going to have us do question 2 first. Let's write our systems of equations. We know we want y equals mx plus b. We're going to fill in our m and our b. In our first example, we had a $5 initial fee, so that's your b, and $1 per mile, so we're going to put 1 next to the x. In our second situation, we had a $3 initial fee, so that's going to go after the plus sign for our b, and $2 per mile, so we're going to put 2 next to the x. Now let's come back up here to question 1. X represents what? Well, it's being multiplied by 1 and 2, so $1 per mile, $2 per mile. That x is going to be your number of miles that you travel. Y is what all of that is equal to, and that's going to be your total cost to ride in that taxi cab. Question number 3, we want to solve our system of equation by graphing. So we're going to have y equals 1x plus 5, so our m is 1 and our b is 5. This b is your y-intercept. It goes on your y-axis at 5. M, remember, is rise over run. So we have 1 over 1. So we're going to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. If we can no longer go up 1 over 1, we flip it up to down, right to left. So we can go down 1, left 1, and so forth until we fill up our entire graph. All right, and then the next equation, we had y equals 2x plus 3. M is 2, you can write it as a fraction of 2 over 1, and our b is 3. The b, again, goes on this y-axis at 3. Slope is 2 over 1, which means we have a rise of 2 up 2, right 1. And if we can't go up and right anymore, we go down and left. And now if we look, we have a crossing point at 2, 7. 2, 7. So if we scroll down here to our last question, what is the meaning of your solution within the context of the problem? What do your x and y values mean? So we had 2, 7, x, y. Well, x was our miles and 7 was our cost. So at 2 miles, both taxi cabs would cost $7. That's what that solution means. That's the intersection between the two costs of the taxis. At 2 miles, they would both cost $7. Now, before you move on, you're going to keep this piece of paper. These extra graphs are for your use in your color by number activity, which is what you're moving into. So right now, you're going to go up to the front round table, grab the color by number activity. These graphs, I want you to graph problem number 1 for sure, and problem number 12 as well. That'll give you some nice practice with graphing. If you still need extra practice with graphing, let Ms. Tidrick know, or there is some extra practice on Schoology as well using IXL. So if you have trouble finding that, let Ms. Tidrick know and she will help you find that. Please go grab your color by number activity.